Hello, my name is Nate. Welcome to my art channel. I am continuing to work on this 36 by 48 inch canvas. As you can see, I've already got some color down here. I used Louise pigment transfer technique using some loose weave cotton fabric that I just cut into rough squares and placed on the canvas in different areas, overlapping. That video is part one. I will link that in the video description. Go back and watch that because it's a really interesting process. But now I'm going to build on this. I think this makes a fantastic background for some additional work. So I still have all of these beautiful fabrics that I created while doing this process, and I'm going to reapply these to the canvas. But before I do that, look at this one. Oh my God, so beautiful. I'm just like fascinated by these fabrics. Okay, before I can do anything else, I want to put an isolation coat here. All of these, all this paint that you see on the canvas is very, very fluid. It's mixed just paint and water. So there are no binders in my mix. So if I took a damp cloth, I could rub that on the canvas and I could remove a lot of this pigment, and I don't want that to happen in my next steps. So I've taken my regular pouring medium, which is 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part PVA glue, and 1 part gloss varnish, thinned it way down so that it's very water thin, and I'm just gonna pour it on top of here and seal this layer in, and then let it dry. And then hopefully by this evening, I will be able to start with the next part of the process. So I'm going to do that now. It's very simple. And I'm just going to pour this on here and tilt it around to get, actually I'm just gonna use my hands first to spread it around. It's very, very fluid. But this is gonna seal it all in. So we'll just start like this, make sure I get the sides. There are some places where the canvas itself doesn't have any pigment on it, so I want to seal that in too so it doesn't stain. The isolation coat, besides sealing this in, also ensures that if the next part of the process that I do, I don't actually like it or I change my mind or something like that, it means that I can wipe off the next layer and it shouldn't disturb much what I've already done. So you can see how far, when it's really thin, how far it stretches out. We're just going to continue with this. And then I'm just going to get the whole surface wet, and then I'll tilt it out to make sure that there's no texture that I'm leaving. I was wondering, I'm really enjoying finding new ways to use fluid acrylics. And I'm wondering what you guys think, my regular viewers think, because this isn't really paint pouring, but I feel like it is still fluid art because it's just acrylics and water that I'm using. So what do you guys think? Is this still fluid art? I know it's not paint pouring, and I know that's how most of my viewers have found me and been following me for, gosh, I've been on YouTube for over 3 years now. I have over 300 videos. It's crazy to think about. My, how time flies, eh? Okay, everything is covered. The whole surface is wet, so now we're just gonna tilt it out. This part's gonna be off camera because this canvas is huge. I'll see if I can get some of it on camera. I don't have to be too precious about this. I just need the whole surface to be wet, and it should self-level also because it's very fluid. We're just gonna tilt it back and forth a little bit. And I'll come back when this is dry and we will start the next part of the process. Okay, welcome back. It is all dry. Our isolation coat is done, and everything is sealed in. It's got a little bit of a glossy surface, so I know that I'm not going to lose any of this pigment no matter what I do on top of it. I think it's beautiful what I've got so far. I love these natural, like random kind of geometric shapes. I love the colors. But I am determined that I am going to take some of those fabrics that I created in this process and put them back on the canvas in a fun way. But I have a problem with color values. Here's one that I cut out, and I'm not going to use this one on this painting because once I cut this out, it gave me another idea. So I'm going to use this for something else, but I want to use it as an example to show you that the tone problem here, the color value problem, is that this tone on tone, they're too close. I need some kind of contrast. So if I'm going to put these fabrics back on top of here, I need to change my negative, what will become the negative space, to either be darker or lighter to provide some kind of contrast with the fabric. So to do that, I'm going to put on a glaze, and I could either go, like I said, dark or light. And what I've decided to do is neither. I've decided to go gold. So I've chosen to mix up some iridescent gold fine from Gold and Fluid Acrylics with some of my regular pouring medium. The pouring medium is based on 2 parts US Floetrol, 1 part PVA glue, and 1 part gloss varnish. And I'm going to put that into my little bowl here, and I'm going to brush it on with my paddle brush until I get the depth of color that I want. I want this negative space to be lighter in tone than the fabric that's going on top of it. So I'm going to lose some of the definition of this color, but I'm hoping that I don't lose the definition of these shapes that I've created. The greens will probably get a little deeper. The blues will go a little more green. It actually might make the oranges a little more vibrant, but we will see how it goes. I've never seen anybody do this, but it's also going, because it's a metallic, it's also going to hopefully create a fun glow on the canvas, and it's definitely going to tone down this sharp white that I've got around the edges. So I'm going to put some music on for you while I get this layer on. And I might have to do more than 1 layer, so if that happens, I will let you know when I come back.
And ooh, yeah, I'm feeling now every second.
Okay, so this is 3 layers of the iridescent gold fine glaze on top of the pigment transfer. So you can see that it has definitely muted all of the tones, but you can still see that this is turquoise. You can still see this is a dark blue. You can still see the oranges are still very apparent, but all of the white negative space is now this beautiful, just kind of glowing gold beige color. It's really, really pretty. And one thing I wanted to mention when you're doing your glazes, if you get them thin enough, you can put on multiple layers and find the tone very carefully. But with a hair dryer, it took me 5 minutes to dry this in between the layers, with on high and on high heat. So, you know, the process is really fast and it changes your tone. If I had gone with a black or a white, you can make a glaze out of any color, but it does work better with transparent colors. The black and the white, the black would have darkened all of the colors, the white would have made them more pastel, but it's much harder to get it transparent. And so you can really add too much very easily and lose all of the fun things like the texture and the differences in color. So I'm happy that with my choice of that iridescent gold fine, I think it worked perfectly. So let's see what it looks like with my cutout on top now. Let's throw this down. Oh yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I'm really happy. Yay. Okay, now I'm not using this cutout. I'm going to set you up on the camera stand, and I'm going to cut out some geometric shapes from the other fabrics. I've chosen my favorites, and let's get started. Okay, here are my fabrics that I have chosen, that are my favorites out of the bunch. Oh, I love that color. It's so pretty. When I cut this up though, I'm going to lose some of that blue, so I'll have to keep that in mind because I'm probably going to lose all of my corners here. But I'm loving that turquoise, especially if I put it over areas that are much more orange. Yep. And then I've got one that is primarily turquoise and dark blue, same as this one. And this is one of the, these last ones are the ones that were the second layer. So some of them are quite, there's some areas that aren't as pigmented because of the overlapping. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind when I'm cutting these also. This one doesn't have that problem as much, but this one has a couple of corners that are weird here too. So, okay. One of the things I wanted to mention too is adding the pigments into this here. There is no binder in this. So if I add water to this, I'm going to dilute these colors a little bit. So I have to keep that in mind, but the pigment does make this fabric much more stiff, which makes it much easier to control when you're trying to cut it. So let me start with, I think I want to start with this one up here because it has all of the colors in it. So does that one actually. This one's a little more vibrant. So I'm gonna go with that one to start with. And then I think I'll do this one also. I don't think I need many here. So maybe I should pick 3 that all have different looks and feels. Where's my darker one? Didn't have any weirdness to it. Oh yeah, there we go. There's my 3. I only need to cut 3, I think. We will see as we go. So I will do the first one with you, and then I'll put this on fast forward. I hope you can see me because I'm all, this canvas, this 3 foot by 4 foot canvas is so huge. My camera is so far away. I'm not sure if you can see me at all. But hopefully I can zoom in a little bit. And let's cut this one right in front of me first. Move these out. Editing Nate here. My instinct was correct. I was completely off canvas when I was cutting this up, so I'm going to re-demonstrate that with my little tabletop stand here. This is one of my leftovers. I rejected this one because of this odd coloration here, because of the way this was layered. But I'm just going to fold this in half here and fold it in half again. And the first thing I want to do is clean up this edge, because you can see I've already made a couple of cuts on it and used some of the edges, but I don't want, for this top layer that I'm adding to the canvas, I don't want any strange shapes. I want a clean edge. So I'm just going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to cut a fresh line, and I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to measure because I don't care about the actual shape as much. At this stage, I just want a nice clean edge. And there we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. The nice thing is the pigments that I've added to this fabric have made it a little bit stiffer, so it makes it easier to cut, even when it's folded over twice. There we go. So now we have a nice clean edge to work with. And I'm going to work on the outside edge first. I don't actually want a square, I want a round edge to work with, because everything that I layered on before was very square. So I want to add in a different kind of geometric shape. So I'm going to take the part that has no folds on it, and I'm just going to cut around in this corner and start on one edge and just follow a natural curve. There we go. So that's nice. And then I'm going to start from this part where there's just one fold rather than the two. I'm going to start from this one fold, and I'm going to, again, not measuring, just going to follow that curve, cutting slowly and all the way across. So we'll set this off to the side. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. And then I'm just going to repeat that a couple of times. When I was in grade school in art class, our teacher had us folding up paper and cutting out snowflakes and decorating the entire school. I feel like I cut probably a billion of them, because years later I was still cutting and doing them because they were so fun to make. And there's an infinite variety of ways that you can do it, but I'm following the same kind of concept here, even though I'm not creating a snowflake, using the folds to my advantage to create a pattern. And again, not measuring, happy to go geometric. Louise Janetta, when she does her pigment transfer process, her fabrics are all just completely random. There's no pattern to it whatsoever, and it's beautiful. So don't feel like you have to follow what I'm doing. I just wanted to show you my process. So then when we fold these out, well, that's a really nice rectangle. And then I use you can use every other one, like so. Let's pull this over here. Use every other one to create some concentric geometric shapes. You can play with it like that if you wanted to. So there's one. And then if we start with the second one, oh, maybe this one goes over here. Ah, that one goes over there. Ah, there we go. Like that. had them out of order. So you could go with something simple like this, or you'll see that I play with my pattern just a little bit, actually quite a bit in the next video. That actually turned out really cool. I love this. I'm gonna save this fabric now because I think that's pretty. But back to the regularly scheduled program.
Standing at your doorstep, feel it everywhere, feeling everything. Still hours left of daylight, remember everything except the final swing. You were buried deep within me, always in a fever, always on my skin. All of us take the same road, try to understand. There's no way we can win in this land.
I went out and tried to cut a pine tree down. Fell through the ground like Alice. Oh, what a sound. This must be a nest. I got rocks and sticks against my chest. I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts to arm all his forces so you can learn to be kind. what a start. Inside out and upside down. No stress, I'ma clean up this mess like Alice. First hand me scissors, then bring out the heavy artillery. Oh, justice is my middle name, I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses, so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts to arm all his forces, so you can learn to be kind. I'm Alice. Dear Queen of Hearts, I'ma grow you white roses, so you can learn to be kind. Tell King of Hearts to arm all his forces, so you can learn to be kind. And the horizon silver line.
So here is the final result. I love it best in this orientation. I really am very happy with it. I love how the shapes weave in and out of each other. It really kind of brings it all together. And I love the colors. I love the negative space with that random, organic, but also geometric shapes. I forgot to hit record, I apologize. It just felt like it needed something on the outside edge to bring it all into focus in the center. So, and I had lots of that fabric left over, so I cut them into little strips and followed the same process, just stuck them down, added the glue, and then once it was dry, I flipped the canvas over and I stapled all of those onto the back, onto the wooden frame. But look how beautiful that is. I'm super happy with this. I hope you like it too. Don't forget to do the YouTube things and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and go mix up some paints and be fearless.